everyone, and welcome. Welcome. This is Hero Art's June Spotlight release. We are going to go over the entire Hero Studio release. I'm Shannon. I will be walking you through. I'm going to pop over to the comments here. There we go. Good evening, good afternoon. It's afternoon for me, but I know it's probably evening for a lot of you. I'm in Arizona, but Hero Arts is in California. But we are both right now on Pacific time, so it is only 4 for me. So that's nice. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. I had to think real quick what day of the week it was. Today we're going to go over the whole studio release. There is a lot. So the new releases now, the new monthly releases are going to be pretty big, which is kind of exciting, at least exciting for me because I love all the new products. We will be going over everything in this Hero Studio release, so including the 6 subscription options, so the card kit of the month, as well as the remaining monthly minis. Hi, Pam! And then we will also look at the extraordinary extras, so a lot, and I have a bunch of samples to show you, and I'm hoping to be able to demo a little bit for you as well. Is this the same as your make-along? No, this is a little different because Sandra, if you did see the make-along, I was able to share with you all of the subscription options. So the card kit, the cling of the month, the clear stamp and die of the month, the layering stencil of the month, as well as the fancy die of the month. I was able to show you all those. But in today's live, I'll show you those as well as the extraordinary extras, which I didn't share in the make-along. So I hope that helps a little bit. Whew. And it is hot here in Arizona, so I'm probably gonna be sweaty. 102, guys. We did it. It's 3 digits now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and move over to my other camera and we will get started. There we go. Pop that around. There we are. Whew. Okay, so first, let's take a look at the June card kit of the month. I was going to say clear and I couldn't get through it. Yes, Helen, it is hot. And with the lights on and everything, I'm going to be sweaty. And normally I don't have the camera facing on me. Hi, Betsy! But today I do, so you're going to see me all glistening. All right, so there's a lot. You know what? Actually, I want to show you real quick before we get going. The card kit graphic that I made that shows you everything in the June card kit. So let's pop over there. Let me put that on screen. Now that I'm thinking about it, that's probably a good place to start. All right, mouse, do your thing. Oh. All right, I'm gonna have to use my finger. It's too slow. All right, so here is everything in the June card kit of the month. So first you'll see you have the Urban Sky Heroescape Clear Stamp Set. It's that in the upper left corner. There's also coordinating dies for that. Next, you have the Neighborhood Message Stamp Set. That is below over the stack of papers. And we'll go through everything. I have everything here in person, so I'll hold it up on screen so you can see. Then you have the City Stencil 6x6 stencil with some Fallout City skylines. That's in the lower right corner of the graphic. Next up is 5 ink cubes. So you get 5 mini ink cubes. Peony, Amethyst, Pitch Black, Dusty Blue, and Stonewash. Really great combination of colors. Works really well with the Urban Sky Heroescape. And I have samples to show you there. And then next is the 2 sheets. Each of these beautiful silver papers. You get a foil, a glitter, a cube one, which I'm obsessed with. I love it, as well as our amazing pitch black cardstock. And then last is 2 sheets of City Textures Heroescapes. Okay, so let's start looking at everything. And I'm gonna pop back over to the comments. Nope, not that one, this one. There we go. All right, so first let's look at the papers since I really talked them up. So I open up my thing here. First, of course, classic pitch black cardstock. You can never have too much of that. And it's seriously the darkest black out there. Look at how beautiful that is. 2 sheets of that. You'll get 2 sheets of the following, but I only have 1, so don't be confused. You will have 2 sheets in the June card kit. Here is that silver glitter cardstock, so pretty, and none will get on your fingers. See, no glitter on my hands, which is nice. I got some of the minis, and I'm so glad I did. Oh, Donna, you will not be disappointed. Yes, always a fan of silver, right? Can never go wrong with that. Right, Pam? The best out there. Then you have 2 sheets of the silver foil. And this one, I want to point out, it's more of a matte finish, which I prefer so much. It's so much easier to photograph, and it just doesn't kind of get that glare, that too shiny. I can't believe I'm saying it. Hi, Rosie. But it doesn't have that too shiny look. I find it easier to incorporate more of these matte metallic papers than I do the really shiny mirrored ones. And then last, hi Charlene, is this, oh, and I have it turned over for suspense, just got lucky. But last is the, my brain just broke. Silver cube. Oh, look at that. It is gorgeous. I love it so much. I can't stop staring at it. I want jewelry made out of this. I'm obsessed. You get 2 sheets of this silver cube as well. It's gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And I only have 1, so I'm gonna hoard it. You'll never see me use it because it's so pretty. All right, so those are the papers that are included in the kit. Next up is the urban, I just realized I need a piece of paper. Hopefully I have one nearby that I can kind of grab. That's not ideal. Here we go. Next up is the Urban Sky Heroescapes. Could you stamp on that silver cube? That's a good question. Well, it's slick. So I would guess, because I, from experience, have heat embossed on these metallic papers. I've done that, so you can do that. So think about your gold, your silver, your black, or your clear. I don't know why you do clear, but you could. You could do some heat embossing on that. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? Probably wouldn't work so well for stamping like your regular, like Hero Arts core inks. I think it would take very, very long time to dry, and likely that you'll bump it sometime in between. And so I wouldn't really recommend that. But if you do have StazOn, that would work. StazOn works on like acetate, so it would work on this as well. So if you do happen to have StazOn ink, that for sure will stamp on this. But other than that, I would go to embossing powders. Hope that helps. But yeah, I think you could definitely do some heat embossing, like black. If you wanted black, you could do black embossing powder. That would totally work. All right. So next, the Urban Sky Heroescape. So I love Heroescapes. I don't know about you guys. I can never get enough of them. I was so excited to see the kit include a Heroescape, and this beautiful one. I mean, come on. This Urban Sky Heroescape set is a kind of a two stamp set, two layering stamps. Not sure the best way to say that. They're really kind of like builder stamps. These 2 builder stamps that you stamp one then the other, and then you create this beautiful cloudy, fluffy, cloudy sky. Great for also making sunsets. I even kind of turned mine into like just a little bit past sunset, like a little bit starry night on one of my cards. So you can take it either way, sunset, sunrise, or just blue, happy blue skies. So a lot of versatility with that, and it's pretty big. I'll show you my samples here so you'll see how much of the card front it'll cover. And look at the squirrel. I know, Donna, you saw it. It's so cute. So there's some silhouetted images as well. You have a squirrel. You have this grouping here of flying off birds. You have this group of birds here that are intended to sit on a power line. But actually the die for this cuts out each one of those. There's a die included that will actually cut out each one of those birds. So you could be really particular where you would want to place those. Yes, Charlene says it looks dreamy and bright, bold colors. Yes, Charlene, and I have some cards to share from the creative team. Charlene's part of our creative team. I have some cards to share. One in particular, I think it really does illustrate how amazing it looks in bold colors. My brain is blanking on who did that. Karen did that card. There we go. But yeah, you gotta love Heroescapes, right? They're so fun. And then there is a power line with this power telephone cord, power cord. I don't know. This is, again, every time I do one, I realize I don't know what things are called. And I'm not really sure what you call this, right? Yes, Charlene, isn't her card gorgeous? So you have this power line stamp as well that you could use to stamp the birds on. You can just have it stamped across your sky for a really pretty like contrast over a bright ombre sky. Really beautiful. Wire. Thank you, Sandra. Duh. That makes sense. Why didn't I think of that? Yeah, a wire. That's what that's called. So that's really nice. And then the sentiments. I have to point out the sentiments because they are really awesome. I love that they're so versatile. You have thank you, hello, greetings, sending love, and friend. So a great group of sentiments. And you can kind of put them together. Telephone poles and wires. There you go. See, you guys are so smart. Where were you when I was writing my blog posts? And I couldn't remember what to call any of these things. I needed you guys. I needed a conference. Help me out. All right, so since I've already mentioned it, I should put it on screen. There are coordinating dies for this set. So you have dies for all the images. So you can see the telephone pole, the birds, the squirrel, the birds sitting on the line. And then remember I pointed out that there's a die that actually cuts out just those sitting birds. So that's cool. You can really be particular about where you want to place those. I think that's kind of a neat feature. And then there are dies for all of the sentiments as well. Yay, we love that. I love that. Just makes it much easier to incorporate the sentiment into your card design, but also you can kind of put together your own sentiments that way too. Like you could say, greetings, friend, or I did one where it said, hello, friend, sending love, I guess. What was there another one I was thinking? Oh, thank you, friend. That was another one. So really, really great. Love the coordinating dies and that urban city, or urban sky, sorry, Heroescape. Now let's move on to, I'll put it over here to the side. I really love the size of the birds. Hero Arts sets usually have much smaller birds. Yeah, I agree. This is a good size, very good scale. Works really well with the images, and they don't get lost in the background. All right, and I should just go ahead and show you some cards already with that Heroescape. Well, let me show you. My practice ones. And did we look at the inks yet? Oh my gosh, I'm going all wonky dukes. Where did my inks go? I wanted to quickly put on screen all of my inks. Oh, here they are right in front of my face. Here's the inks. I want to show you these real quick too because I use them in the samples. But we have the 5 core mini inks that you get, or ink cubes. Stonewash and Dusty Blue. Those are kind of your blues. Let's see if I can hold it up. There we go, really nice. Then you have Peony and Amethyst. Oops. And then Pitch Black, which is going to be really great, useful for those. If you want to stamp the power lines and the birds in more of a silhouette style. So let me show you some of the samples I made stamping out that sky. Here's this one and done in Peony and Amethyst, the sky part. I put this away too soon. This part here was in the Amethyst, and these clouds were stamped in the Peony. I love the way that looks. And you can see again how much of the card front that really does fill up. Oh, beyond halfway. So that's really nice. And then here's one where I did, and I'm jumping ahead here, seeing the next product, but here's one that I did with the 2 blues. So the sky was stamped in Stonewash and the clouds in Dusty Blue. So those are all included. Yeah, Charlene has a gorgeous card where she used these two colors and she did the whole card front. She really was clever and flipped it over basically and stamped it again here. So it was like continuous clouds, and where there was a seam, she hit it with the power lines or wire with the birds on it. So it was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. All right, and since you've already got kind of a look here of what's coming next, I'll show you that product next. And I'll put this aside. So next is the City stencil. This is, again, a 6x6 stencil with these 3 fallout stencils, or they can even almost be used sort of like masks, but they do have windows. So not totally. I kind of used mine like a mask, but they pop them in. So here's the 6x6. You would use this to kind of create your base for your city skyline. And then they do, don't they, Janelle? They really do rock. And then the creative team is amazing. Here are one of the fallout pieces. I'll pop these all in so you can see how it looks all neat and tidy like. But there you go. So those with them all popped in. But first you would ink blend the base, this part here. Then you would pop in to the stencil this piece, and you can ink blend the windows. So really nice. What you saw here on this card, and I can demo that if you need me to. I can demo that maybe a little bit later. I also have a video out on the Hero Arts YouTube channel as well as the blog today demoing how to use this stencil and using this stencil with paste. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the live, Kelly. And Charlene says, I love when yes, I agree, Charlene. It makes it so much more useful. And it's plus, if you're going to have a city line, you got to be able to have windows, right? Or lights, right? That's just such a cool look. All right, so that's the city stencil. Next up, I'm going to show you another clear set included in the set, in the kit, I should say, the June card kit of the month. This is the Neighborhood Message Clear Stamp Set. So a bunch of messages in the set. So it's primarily like a message set. And let's see if I can pop it up here so you can see a little bit better. But there are some little images. There's some really sweet, cute little like miniature neighborhood images. You have this like neighborhood block or street block with these adorable little houses. And then you have a little car, a bus, a house, another little car, even birds, and a cloud and sun. And there's a cute little like neighborhood bench and tree and light. So lots of cute little images that can make a little scene that could go with one of these sentiments. And the sentiments are really fun and different. We have city lights, starry nights, and endless sights. I love that one. I use that on one of my cards. These work really well, by the way, with the obviously with the other components of this kit. That city stencil, the hero scape set, lots of great ones. And I like this sentiment here, this welcome that you can combine with these 3 sentiments, like welcome to the hustle and bustle life. Like that's cute for if someone's moved new to your neighborhood. Welcome to the neighborhood. Welcome to our home. I like hello neighbor. That one reminds me of Mr. Rogers. I don't know why. Does he say that? I know he says neighbor a lot, but I think that one's sweet. Come visit sometime. That's just a great general kind of miss you, thinking of you sentiment. Streets of possibilities. I like that one. Works so well with the images again. My door is always open. Wish you were here. Hope to see you soon. Drop by anytime. We joked about this in the make-along that one was maybe didn't necessarily apply to everybody. They joked that drop by anytime as long as you give me a call first. I thought that was funny. Okay. And let's see. Oh, and so that we had that. The stencil, I'll kind of pull everything out. The inks, the Heroscape, as well as the papers, which, oh, they're moved. I moved them so far out of my reach. I always do that. These gorgeous papers. And there's one more thing. So all this is included in the card kit of the month. But you still have one more thing I haven't showed you yet, which is the transfers. Now, unfortunately, I don't have the transfers. Hello Neighbors does seem very Mr. Rogers-y. I agree, Betsy, doesn't it? Let me pull them up on screen. So I don't actually have them here, but I do have a photo to show you on screen. So let me pull that real quick and so you can get a look at those hero transfers. Wish it was sold. Maybe, Bonnie, maybe someday, but it won't be in the near future because all of our kit items are kind of exclusive for the kit unless they get voted as like the favorite kit, then we do bring it back. Let's see, where is it? Oh, here it is. So here is the City Texture Hero Transfers. So if you're not familiar with Hero Transfers, they are kind of like rub-ons, but they're much improved since from rub-ons of the past. They're very, very easy to apply. And I just think they're so fun. I had a lot of fun with the, gosh, I'm going to forget what kit it was, but we had some rub-ons a couple kits ago, and it was so fun to play with. I really enjoyed kind of incorporating a little bit of the rub-on here and there into my card designs. And this one looks incredible. Look at all those amazing textures. This one will be really fun with this very urban texture theme that we have going on with the rest of the kit. Plus, Libby actually mentioned that it would be really great for mixed media, and I was like, of course, that's brilliant. So if you have mixed media lovers, I think this one's a good one for you. I think you'll have lots of use with that. All right, and my mouse, I think, is dying because it's being all wonky. Ooh. There we go. Okay, let's see. I was popped over. Yes, Betsy says, great one for mixed media. Yep. Libby's smart. Hopefully will. Yeah, I hope so, Bonnie. And I agree. I know, Kelly. I know that's sometimes true. I know. There's a chance. Might be small, but there is a chance it could come individually. All right, I'm going to put everything over to the side. And that, let me show you some samples of the June card kit. So I'll toss that out of the way. All right, so first up is this card I created. You can see the urban sky that I stamped. This, I didn't use inks from the kit though. I used one of the ombre inks, which has become some of my favorite ink pads, especially for Heroscapes. I mean, look at that gradation. Seamless, flawless. It's beautiful. I mean, so I used an ombre. You can definitely, and even in my video that I share today, I show you how to get an ombre gradation with individual colors. Multi-inking is what it's called. I show you how to use the blending brush to kind of help get a nice gradation, but nothing beats this ombre ink pad though, guys. Nothing. Yes, Kelly, it's great for masculine cards. Absolutely. And then the sky, and I used one color for the clouds, just mist core ink. You can see here I also did the stencil and made the buildings. We have our power lines stamped in black and our birds stamped in black well for a silhouette. And then you can see my combined sentiment, heat embossed and die cut with those coordinating dies. Love coordinating dies. So that's a fun one. I love putting that. And it's almost a single layer card too. It could be a single layer card if you just stamped your sentiment onto the card instead of stamping, die cutting, and then popping it up. Could be a single layer. Mary says, I thought I heard your industrious leader say May's kit was the last forever for Hero Arts. They mean, I understand what you're saying now, Mary. They mean the last My Monthly Hero. We're no longer having any My Monthly Hero kits. We have a new reimagined subscription program, and that's started just this month with the Hero Studio, and I'm showing you a card kit, but it's a little bit different than what we were offering before. But this part of the Hero Studio program, though, is very similar to the My Monthly Hero. So if you did love that program, this is a pretty close equivalent, the June card kit of the month from which is part of the Hero Studio. Hope I explained that okay. All right, and then here's Kelly's card. She actually used the inks in the kit, and isn't it stunning? It's so, so pretty. And I think she's brilliant about how she stamped that wire power line. For some reason, I don't want to call it a wire. I don't know why. She stamped it onto the card, and then she did do the birds and die cut and popped it up. I thought that was so brilliant. She's amazing. She's so clever. She used some of the, I think this was probably the dusty stonewash and peony for up here in the sky. Beautiful soft gradation. I mean, holy cow, she's so good at ink blending. And then she used peony, probably, yeah, I'm sure she used some of the dusty blue and stonewash to do the layers here for the city. So really, really cute. I know, Betsy, isn't she brilliant? So, so clever. And then this sentiment is from that neighborhood messages sentiment set. So really sweet. Love how she incorporated the birds, one below, one above. Oh my gosh, can I do this? One below, one above. Really, really nice. All right. And next up is one that I created. This one uses the inks from the kit as well. So the sky part, so not the clouds, was dusty blue and stonewash, but the clouds were peony and amethyst. I used paste down here. That's how I got the windows to be light on a dark city, the skyline, I guess to say, dark buildings. There we go. And again, this one is this is up on our YouTube channel, and as well as the blog, if that's more convenient, but you can check out the whole video for this card as well. And I use that sentiment that I love from the neighborhood message stamp set. So really, really cool. And then, so I have, and I'm going to show you some kit cards in just a second here, are some creative team ones that I have files of, and I'll put on screen. But this is the last one I have in person. This card here that I created with that neighborhood messages stamp set. You can see I did just simple kind of like tone on tone background, stamped that street a couple of times, filled in some of the blank spaces with the bus, the cars, the birds. And I think that was a great background. Then I did stamp that neighborhood, Copic colored it, and fussy cut it out and put it on my card front, and then combined it with the sentiment from that set. So really fun. Ooh, Bonnie, brilliant idea. Bonnie says, would be neat to use a glow in the dark for the buildings. I didn't even think of that, and that is brilliant. I love that idea. Let me pop over to our files here so I can show you. First one was the one I was talking about, Charlene and I was talking about, by Karen. Show it here. There we go. Look at how beautiful that sky is. She really went for it. She did a huge ombre. She did an ombre in the back for the sky and ombre for the clouds. And it's just so, so pretty. I love the way that turned out. So bold and vibrant, just gorgeous. Then we have this one by Jen. Awesome. I love how she made a slimline card, and she used the sky stencil, but just was able to kind of match up the design to get this like really seamless look. Really well done. She has paste for the windows. I think that's so pretty. Just a little glimmer, a little shimmer. And look at her splattering for the sky. Just beautiful. Love the rainbow. So, so pretty. Here is one by Michelle. So she did kind of a similar idea to mine, at least focusing on that neighborhood street, I should say, but she did it totally different, where she colored the neighborhood, masked it, and did a nice ink blend behind it. I love the contrast of the white below and the bottom half, and the upper half is all the color. It just looks so good. And she even like cut one of the little cars out and popped them up. I love the way this looks. So, so cute. And I'm going to pop over here to the comments real quick. see. Rosie said we have or had glow-in-the-dark lacquer pen. We do have a glow-in-the-dark lacquer pen, Rosie. Now I've got to try it. I forgot about that. And yes. Okay, good. Just seeing if there's any questions. Betsy, beautiful skyline in that watercolor look. Yeah, and she might have even, I couldn't tell what Jen did, if she watercolored it or not. I can't really tell. It definitely looks watercolored, but I think it might be in Inkblend. I'm not sure, but totally has that watercolor look. And yeah, Michelle's card was the last one for the kit. Okay, let me hide that. All right, so that was everything, all the card samples I have with feature the June card kit of the month. You might see some of the products that were in the June card of the kit. I'm getting all tongue-tied. You might see some of those products pop up in some of the other samples I showed you, especially that Urban Sky, because it's just so amazing. Is it reactive inks? It might be standard. I do not know. And you know what? I encourage you to go to Jennifer Cotis, her Instagram, because she is incredibly talented. You know, I'll put it here in the chat, her name, because she often shares what she does, and she did share it. I saw it on Instagram, so she usually shares how she makes it, and I would give her check her out. There we go. So check her out on Instagram. Hopefully that'll help. All right, let's see. I agree, Betsy. It totally gives watercolor vibes, so much so I can't tell what she did. I'm not sure what she did. All right, now let's move on to the other options in the other subscription options in this Hero Studio release. So we used to only have one kind of basically subscription, two subscription options, the classic or premium My Monthly Hero Kit of the month. Well, now we have 6 technically subscription options. One I showed you, which was the kit that I just showed you right now. Now I'm going to walk you through the other 5, but really the last one is the whole Hero Studio. So we'll see these 4 first. I hope that makes sense. Ugh, I'm still struggling my way through how to explain things. All right, so the first up is the Hero Studio June Clear, Set, and Fancy Dies of the month. Let me pull that out. Yay, I love the new options. Yes, and a reason to pull out your ombre ink pads. Pull those out because they are so fun and we forget about them, myself included. I forget about them sometimes and they're just so good. All right, put those aside. So we have, this is the Clear, Set, and Die. So you get both if you get this subscription. And you can also get this just, since it's already released now, you can get this until we sell out. You can get this just one and done, which is true for the kit as well. You can just do one and done. You don't have to sign up for a whole, for every month. That's always an option that's available once the kit is released until it sells out. Hope that makes sense. All right, so this is the June, I said it like 3 times, I'm sorry. The June Clear, Set, and Dies of the month. You get this awesome Flappy Mail Clear Stamp Set with coordinating dies. The dies cut out all of the images in this set, as well as dies for the sentiment. And I stamped this out, so let's kind of play with the images real quick here. Love that there's like this grounding stamp. That's really, really nice. It's so helpful for scene building to have that. Because sometimes you start creating your scene, you're like, oh my gosh, everything looks like it's flat, floating, right? This grounding stamp is really nice to have for that. So I stamped it here just in black ink onto an A2 panel of white cardstock. And let's pull out some of the images. We've got this gorgeous bird bath. There we go. That's how you say that. And you can see there's a bunch of pigeons. We have this cute one here. You can be sitting in the bird bath. We've got one that is like eating seed. So I think you could even have like the bird bath, like be a bird feeder almost. Oh, thanks, Charlene. And then you have a bunch of sentiments. So there are other images. I'll show those too, but let's pop on here some of the sentiments like hello there. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. We've got happy birthday. Ooh, that one looks a little dirty. Somehow I got that dirty. Not too surprising, honestly. Oh, I'll save the funniest one for last. Oh yeah, sending a little peck. And then have a Flappy day. I love that one. I could see myself using that one a lot. And then last is stay cool. Every time I say that, I have to laugh. It's just so hilarious to me, which I think is so cute because it's not obviously it goes with the pigeons, but you also have a bird bath. So like it totally works. It's like double punning. I think that's so funny. All right. So there's some images I didn't show you here that I'll pop on screen real quick. You can actually turn this bird bath by some simple cutting, some simple fussy cutting. You can cut off the bird bath part. So you have this like pillar, and then you can combine it with that mailbox image. Where did he go? Here he is. Place that on top. And you've got a mailbox, and there's actually some more mail themed images in this set. So it's got like kind of a dual theme. You have this bird bath kind of garden theme, and then you also have this mail theme. We have a cute like carrier pigeon. We've got even some envelopes that you can have on the ground, and then a sentiment even that goes with it. You've got mail. But some of the other ones could have worked too, like Flappy birthday or Flappy day. That would work for sure. Hello there. So fun, right? Really creative. I thought that was a really creative one. Oh my gosh, Michelle. Michelle says you could turn the bird bath into a very posh cake stand. I didn't even think of that. And that's brilliant. Especially since we had a cake set in the last release, right? AOL voice. Is it the stay cool? Oh, you've got mail. Yes. Yes, I agree, Charlie. She reads this in the AOL voice. You've got mail, right? We're all from that time period. I'd wager. All right, so that is the June. I have some cards to show you too, in person, or a card. And then I have a lot of samples from the creative team. The creative team really knocked it out of the park with this set. So we'll put the June clear set and dies aside. And we have first up this stunning, I'm so lucky to have these, Kelly's card here. This is Kelly's card created with that Flappy mail set. Look at her. She went for the mail theme. You could see how she cut hers off, that pillar off. I love her rainbow envelope. So cute. She used that grounding stamp. Again, so good. So great to have that in there. Yes, Betsy. Betsy, a girl of my own heart. You've Got Mail is one of my favorite movies. And then this awesome bold prints that came out a while ago for the background. And she did Sending a Little Peck, which is so cute. And she actually has, I don't know if you can see, some glossy, some lacquer there on the door. So fun. Oh no, Kelly, you're younger than that. I was wrong. All right, next up is so we did the one, we've gone through 2 subscription options. Now we're going to go on to another one. This is the fancy dies, the June fancy dies of the month. Libby, hello, Libby. All right. Oh, you're having a heat wave, Cindy? I think I'm in a perpetual heat wave now in Arizona. We're 102. 102, guys. Bad. I'm sweating. All right, so the June fancy die of the month is this really awesome. I think this one's like a classic or must have, maybe, but one way to say it. But this is one you're going to use a ton because it's just really handy die and would work all like year round. This one is specifically called the I think it's Urban Window. My brain broke and I can't find it on my sheet. Urban Window. Yep, Urban Window die. It is a fairly large die, but not quite as large as an A2, which is actually better, I think. It makes it easier to frame up your scenes. But so it's a little bit smaller than an A2, which I like because it just makes you have a smaller background that you have to deal with. You don't have to worry about things going all the way to the edge and everything. So you have this window. There's a couple branches that you could leave in or even easily snip them out. They're very easy to snip out if you don't want them. There's also, yes, Hero Artist, I agree. Hero Artist does a really good job with dies that are work for scene building. They do really good job with that. And then there's a couple other dies included. You have a little stack of books that you can place down. A cute little potted plant. I love how you could almost like hang. He could hang. He could sit down. I love that. There's versatility with that one. And then a sweet little birdie. I did die cut this out so we can look at the die cuts. That might be a little bit easier. So here's what it looks die cut out. And this is actually good to see too, is you can see that the outer edge doesn't actually cut the panel, which again makes it so good for framing. It will just fit into whatever panel you have. It's not going to cut this edge here. But if you do want that cut, it's very easy to just snip the little tabs here, which I actually did on my card. Yes, I used it, Sharon. I used it with vellum. I actually have that card. I'll show you in a second too. Yeah, I have that card. I used it with vellum back here just to kind of soften my background because I was a little busy. Libby says plants and books, birds and books, all my favorite things. Just need a cat. Yes, Libby, just need a cat. I agree. Is that it has kind of a wood grain look. Yeah. Maybe like wood texture might be a better way to say it because it's not any of the swirls. Maybe I'm making it more complicated, but yeah, kind of like a little bit of a wood texture to it. And then I have the images die cut out. Here's our plant. Maybe I can hold them up too. So many details in this little die cut. So cute. And my books are stuck in the bag. Let's grab our little stack of books. Cute. Oh, Shirley, you're so kind. And then a little birdie. And he could go in the tree down up here or down here even. So fun, right? Love it. And we could have this hanging if we want to fill in some more space. You can almost have it hanging. If you like drew some strings or stamped some strings, it would easily look like it was hanging. I do too, Sharon. They make things so much better. And the nice thing about when they do those cut details, you feel like you don't have to color sometimes. You can get away with not coloring. And I think that might be my MO, is always trying to find a way not to color. All right, let me show you some cards a card that I created, as well as a card that Kelly created with that set. We'll show Kelly's first. Oh, she used vellum too. So here's Kelly's card. She softened the background. She cut her window too, just to pop it up. And she has her plant up there, like hanging on sitting on the sill, which is just so, or the what do I say? The pane maybe. And her books. And I'm trying to think, she Copic colored this. I was trying to see what she did. She Copic colored this. And the background, she used a bold print that is the cling of the month. Really love her colors. She always has such a beautiful, soft palette. I can be a little heavy-handed and bold. Sometimes even I'm like, that's too much, Shannon. And here's a card I created. I also used the vellum. I used the Urban Sky stamp in the background and just thought it was a little busy. So then I used some Hero Arts vellum, which is really nice. and just softened it just a tad. And I did add some extra branches. So I cut the tree out twice, or I should say I cut the window out twice and cut some of the branches free and just use those to fill out the scene a little bit more, just to kind of add a little bit more of a tree. And Copic colored my plants and things as well. So really, really fun. Really, really fun die. I can see that being used all season. You could easily color these leaves rather, in different fall colors, and or cut them out completely, the branches off completely, if you wanted it to be more to not be like maybe if you winter or something. All right, let's put that aside. And I do have some cards from the team, so let's pop over there real quick, and I'll share those. I'm trying. Apologize if I'm going a little quick. I feel like there's so much to. I have to use my finger. My mouse is not working. Probably needs a new battery. Let's see. Oh, I didn't show you the Flappy Day ones either, or the Flappy Mail ones. Here's one of the Flappy Mail. Let's go back. Let's do this real quick. We'll do the. Oh, I didn't do any. I'm now remembering I didn't grab any urban window from the team. But I did grab some Flappy Mail, so we'll show those real quick. So going back a little bit to the Flappy Mail, because I have to show these. This is by Natasha. Natasha, look at how great what she did with this set. I just think she's so creative. I love her style in general, but I love how kind of distressed this looks. Just so cool. I thought she did a great job. And then we have. Oh no, where's Sika's? Every time, guys, every time I think I got all my cards and I didn't get one. I even counted. Okay, well, that's all the Flappy Mail that I have. I wish I had Sika's to show you because she also did a bird bath too. And I really liked how she did it as well. But I have Sika's other cards, so at least we can see another one of hers. Okay, so let's move on. So that was the fancy dies of the month. Now we're going to move on to the layering stencils, the June layering stencils of the month. And this is the stacked houses. Oh, and I can see I'm frozen. Oh, good, I unfroze. This is a 4-piece layering stencil set. Pop over to the comments again. And I'm going to put all the stencils out here. All of Hero Art stencils are labeled, so it's easy to tell which one is which as long as you can see it. Sometimes I have a hard time seeing it in my light. We've got here stencil 1. I don't know if I'm able to get it caught. It's always on the left side. It'll have the SKU number and then it'll say like 1, 2. I'm having a hard time getting it to catch on camera and be in focus at the same time. Too much. But this is stencil 1, and we also have these register points. We're so handy for lining up your stencils, your layers. But then you have 1, here's 2. 1, 2, and 3 look pretty similar. They're just ink blending different houses. And then the 4th one is this one here where it does all the roofs and windows. So really, really nice. Did I add it to the thing? I think I added it to the, yeah, I added a link to the description. Where are you? You're on YouTube. So there should be a link below in the description. You can also go to heroarts.com. I don't think if I write it here, will it work? Let's try that. Does that work? I think it does. Oh, not really. But yeah, I think there's a link in the description to the release. So you can check that out there. I think I did that. I hope I did that. I might be getting it confused with the make along. There's a lot of stuff that happens all at once. And I get a little bit mixed up. Hope you're going to have a card from each club during the monthly make along. I know, Serena, we need to figure that out, but it'll definitely be more than just the card kit. So all the clubs, yeah, I agree. But we'll be sharing a lot of inspiration on our blog through the whole month. So it's not like the Make Along is the only one place to get inspiration. We will be sharing inspiration for all the products from the release all month, including all the minis. All right, so this is the Stacked Houses, the June layering stencil of the month. And I don't know about you guys, but I just love layering stencils. They are my favorite. And I created a card where I did a little ombre. It's kind of hard to tell, a little bit of a gradation, or a little bit darker with my color and lighter up here. But again, my heavy-handedness got in the way. And I used one color for each one of the stencils. And then the last stencil I used, I think I used Deep Ocean. And I love the way it changed a little bit over the greenhouses. And that was what I was hoping for. And I love that it did that a little bit. And then I used that stamp set there from the kit. Remember I mentioned some of these cards you're going to see products from the card kit pop up here and there. So I used that neighborhood messages stamp set for that image here and the sentiment as well. It does look kind of Caribbean. I agree. Okay, I do have a lot of samples with this from the creative team. That I do know. So let's put up those. Pam, I love your color combo. Your color combo was so pretty. The purple and the oranges. I loved it. Oh, fall. I didn't think about that. That's a great idea. All right, let's move over here. And oh yeah, I can't use my mouse anymore because. So first up is Lydia's card. Look at that. She did bright colors too. And she incorporated that little squirrel. I love it. He's on the power lines or the wires. So cute. I think this is a brilliant card. I love it so, so much. And then next, we have Charlene's card. So what I really love how Charlene made this the focal point of her card, not just like a background, but really made it the focal point of the card by die cutting her panel with one of the Arches die. And of course her color combo is so pretty, so peaceful, so like serene and calm, really, really pretty. And then last is Sika's card. Excuse me. And what I like about Sika is she actually didn't even use one of the stencils. Isn't that neat? You see the white houses? She didn't even ink blend with that. And that's something like brilliant. I forget to do sometimes. Like, oh, I don't have to use every layer of the stencil, or the layering stencil set. And that's what she left, one layer, didn't even use it, one layer out. I could probably figure out which layer it is. Layer 3. And for two of her layers, she did an ombre. One layer is like green and blue. And then one stencil layer is pink and orange. The third stencil layer she didn't do. And then the last stencil she did in like a gray. And I just think it's so, so pretty. And again, she framed it up with like a die cut panel with one of the Arches. Just so brilliant. The sentiment is from the Flappy mail stamp set, the clear of the month. All right, and there we go. Isn't it great? Such a good idea. Okay, I'm gonna put these ones aside. Uh-oh, it's starting to happen where things are getting disorganized. Oh dear, every time. Okay, and this is the final monthly mini. So one of our subscriptions, the final monthly mini from the Hero Studio. And it's the Cling, the June Cling of the month. And it's this awesome circling, I think it's circling textures. My notes fell over. Circling textures, bold prints. Look at this baby. He's so, so cool. And I stamped it out so you can see it a little bit better, though it is a little bit dizzying. So I won't bend it too much, but this is so cool. A lot of people said it looks like tree rings, and I totally agree. It has a tree ring look, so you can use it that way. I think it's just great for texture, for backgrounds. You saw Kelly used it on her urban window card. Let me grab it real quick. She used it back here for a background. I love that. Kind of draws your eye in. I love anything that's concentric that kind of brings your eye into your focal point. So this is a great one for that. I used it in a really different way. I was playing with the idea of how could we use bold prints a little bit differently than just backgrounds. And especially since this release focused on texture. Please give a thumbs up. Oh, thank you, Ray. That's nice. I used it with my circle die. So I stamped it a couple times, actually twice in total. I stamped it twice, ink blended the panel, and then die cut the panel out with my circle die. So I ended up with these really fun stripy circles that had a little blend or a little ombre to it. And then I did go one step further, and I can't decide if I like it or not, but Libby said she liked it, so I'm deciding it's a win. I took my white gel pen and colored in some of the stripes, kind of alternating or whatever. And then and then I just used these to kind of fill the panel. They're popped up, so they have a little dimension, and the sentiment is from the Urban Sky set. So just a little fun, a little different. Super Ball. Yeah, planet. That I was thinking planets. They reminded me of planets when I almost put them on black cardstock and just went for it and made them planets. But then I thought, oh, I might be taking it just a hair too far. Ornaments. Yes, Sandra, someone else, maybe it was you, Sandra. You mentioned ornaments before, and I think that's so brilliant. I didn't even think about that. What did Rosie say? Now I have to see what Rosie said. We're saying Rosie had a good idea. I wonder what it would look like if you cut into the 4 squares and rotated them. Oh, Rosie, do it, do it, do it. And yes, do it and report back to us, please. We all need to see that card. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be really neat. So that's a really, really fun set. I love the all bold prints. There will never be too many bold prints for me. And that's, again, that's concentric. The fact that they, bring your eye and they're getting smaller, getting bigger, however you look at it, they're so useful in design. Oh, thank you, Carrie. I'm glad you like it too. All right, so let's pop up the last thing. So I went through all 5, but there is a 6th subscription option. I went through 5, the card kit of the month, the clear and dies in the month, the fancy dies in the month, the layering stencil of the month, the cling of the month. The last one is the whole studio. So I'll pop on screen. Yeah, we'll all be here saying, do it, Rosie, do it, do it. Is this card making peer pressure? It's a good kind of pressure, being creative. All right, let's see. Here is the whole studio image, and I outline everything in this graphic. You can see I list the June Hero Studio Card Kit of the Month, which is all the products in the card kit: the Urban Sky Heroescape, the Coordinating Dies, Neighborhood Message, Clear Stamp Set, the City Stencil, the 5 ink cubes, the 2 sheets of all the papers, 2 sheets of the City Texture Hero Transfers, and then the other subscriptions you will get in the whole studio option. You get the Clear Stamp Set and Dies of the Month, which was in this release Flappy Mail, the June Cling of the month, which is the circling textures. I just showed you that one. The June Fancy Dies of the month, which is that awesome, awesome urban window. And lastly, the June Layering Stencil of the month, which is that gorgeous stacked houses stencil. All right, put that down. Now, believe it or not, there's more. We now have all the extraordinary extras to check out. So let me grab those. And we're going to have a whole blog post tomorrow on them, so you'll see a lot of samples there too. Actually, I'll have a video up tomorrow where you'll see me kind of play around with them and demonstrate kind of some fun ways to use them. But let's pull them out now. These are still all part of the June Hero Studio release. But these are our extras. So these are not subscription. You don't have to have a subscription for these. They're just, you can just do our subscriptions as long as they're still available. You can do a one and done, but these will be, we'll be carrying them when these, however, when these go out of stock, we do restock these extraordinary extras. We do restock, as opposed to, oh my gosh, So sorry. Gosh, I apologize. I'm just so gestural. Um, as opposed to the subscriptions, when we go out of stock of those, we do not restock. Okay, hope that's clear. Okay, first up, our first extraordinary extra is the, I looked at the back to remind myself, decorative tiles stamp set. Look at this beautiful clear stamp set. I love it so much. This one, when the minute I saw it, I was like, oh, I can't wait to play with it. It's just so pretty. I love textures. I love this, like these kind of controlled textures too, like tiles where they're very neat and tidy and you can really play around with designing them. So fun. Let me pull it out here so you can look at it maybe a little bit better. And I apologize, mine is dirty. I've played with it the minute I got it, so it is a little dirty. Yours will be nice and clean until you play with it too, probably. But look at how beautiful these patterns are. So cool. You can use them, these stamps, you can just stamp them and create a beautiful background. I think it'd be cool too, also just to stamp them like in a line, a horizontal line, and just have a simple sentiment underneath. Really beautiful, clean, and simple. Oh, Libby says this would be great for scrapbooks in Europe. Yes, that's what I thought so too, Libby. Has a very European feel, right? Someday, Jennifer, someday. But I love it. It's so good. Let's look at some samples. Where's Kelly's card? Okay. Actually, first I want to show you this real quick. So here in the upper top, you can see where I just stamped some of the design, some of the patterns in a nice row. Look at how cute it looks. It looks so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is the Hawaii blue. These are the Reactivates Blue Hawaii Splash and Pool Party. Next up, here, I layered them. So another thing you can consider is layering these stamps one on top of the other. They're not necessarily all meant to be, like they're not gonna line up all perfectly, obviously some of them, when you layer them up, but some of them line up. And it's just really cool though, even if they don't line up perfectly, they're all still that, I think they're 1 inch. They're all still the same size, so they will match up. That's not 1 inch. I gotta make sure I'm right here. It looks like 1 inch, but I just want to be sure. Might be, yeah, it's 1 inch. So they are 1 inch by 1 inch. And you could stack one in one color and then stamp it in a different one in a different color on top. And it's just a kind of a fun, different way to use it. So here we go. So here's some that I did that for. So this one I stamped first. I think I used, which one? This one here. Stamped that first in that like pool party color. And then I stamped over it with this one right next to it in blue Hawaii. So just kind of fun to play around with different colors. I'm so excited about this set. As you can tell, I will use this a ton. And also it works with the product I'm going to show you next. But before I show you the next product, let's look at some samples. I have this beautiful sample by Kelly. I love how she went with warm colors because my first thought was blues, 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 blues. It was hard for me to get away from that. But once I saw Kelly's card, I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do other colors now. But she kept it simple. She stamped it. She just did one stamp, but she did one stamp from, oh, how do I say this? She just stamped it once, different stamps from the set. And she used a different color for each. She used like 3 different colors. And she added little embellishments with hero pearls. And I love it. It's so pretty. And this sentiment is from the Flappy mail again. And then I'm going to have to show you some cards from the team. Let me grab it real quick. Here we go. So here's one by, this one was so clever. This one, she used multi-inking. So because these stamps are very solid, you can actually ink them up with multiple ink colors and create gradations over them. You could also use an ombre ink pad if you wanted to. Stamped it and then cut around it with a square die and actually like tiled her card front. Isn't it amazing? So beautiful. I love how bright and bold it is. What a good idea to use multi-inking or an ombre ink pad to to have like different colors with just one layer. Okay, and let me pop back over here. All right, the next one, her colors are amazing. She always is on point with her colors. Libby, I agree. Whew. Okay, next is the stencil. So this is the decorative tile pattern stencil. So you can see it does really mimic what you have going on here with the clear stamp set. Very similar kind of patterns. Here it's all set up in like a grid for you, ready to go. It's a gorgeous stencil. It's 6x6. It will work for backgrounds. You can actually use it in combination with this stamp set. And I do have a little example to show you of that. But let me show you this card first, where I simply ink blended, or this panel really, it's not a card yet, but I ink blended this panel with some Hero Arts inks, reactive inks, lemon drop, creamsicle, taffy, and berry smoothie. Lightly then placed the stencil on top, and then ink blended with the same exact colors again, but more heavy-handedly. And look at how pretty it is. And this is just ink. Can you imagine this stencil with paste or hero wax? Oh, so many possibilities. It's very exciting. And actually, speaking of wax, I think this is wax, is this one by Kelly. She used the stencil. Look at it at an angle too. Brilliant way to use it. And used it with hero wax. I'm pretty sure that's the wax. But isn't that so pretty and shiny? And just this background was created with the Hero metallic sprays. So it has a little shimmer to that too. Really pretty. Yes, glitter paste, right? I kind of wish I did this one in glitter paste. I need to put the stencil back on now and do glitter paste. Wouldn't that be pretty? And another idea too, like Kelly did with this one, where she added pearls. You could add pearl details to this. So pretty. It's a great stencil, Donna, right? I love it, I love it, I love it. And here is a panel that I made where I combined the stencil with the decorative tile stamp set. So the stamp set here and the stencil. First, I ink blended this lightly with Arctic ink. Then I placed the stencil on top and ink blended with Paradise ink. Then I aligned up some stamps with the stenciled tiles and stamped on top of them with a darker ink. And I just think that's so cool. I want to do a whole background with this. How fun is that? You can see where you get some of the lighter color, that lighter Arctic, then the Paradise, and then the darker. I'm forgetting what color this is, but so fun. I cannot wait to play with it some more. So those are great. Decorative tile stamp set and decorative tile pattern stencil. Now we have another stencil part of the extraordinary extras, and that is this awesome color layering tile stencil. This is a layering stencil, so there's multi-pieces. There's 4 pieces in this set. And they pull it out. Oh, and before actually we get into this, I need to show you the samples for the decorative tile stencil. I forgot. I'm so bad at that. Let's pop over and show, because I have a beautiful one by Dana where she used the glitter paste. Look at that. So she ink blended with, she did multi like blend of inks, berry smoothie, and I would guess either grape slush or purple. It's probably purple galaxy. Ink blended those 2 colors over the stencil, but on top of a piece of colored cardstock, peony cardstock. So that's something we forget too, is that you can do it on top of colored cardstock. It doesn't have to always start on a white base. And I think that was brilliant. And then she used the paste, and it's so, so pretty. And she used pearls to kind of add details. Oh, it's a stunning card. Incredible. I love it so much. Please send it to me. I think it's really pretty. Okay, let me pop over. All right. Isn't it, Pam? She's so good. All right, let me pull out my stencils for the color layering tile stencils. This is a big, so these stencils are 6x6. So this is going to create a big design, which I think is so cool, paired up with a big, like with our Hero Art Stampin' Cut like sentiment sets, like the Friend and Smile one that came out. Great way to make a really clean and simple graphic bold card, but very fast and easy. This is stencil number 1. I'll try to put them all on screen. My camera's a little close. We have stencil 2. Let's move that up a little bit. This is 3. And they do have the guides too to help you line things up. And then lastly, for the 4th one, you have this stencil here, which you would pop into stencil 1. You could, you don't have to, but I did in my video. In tomorrow's video, I kind of show you how to use these. I popped it in to kind of hold it in place when I used it last. Perfect, like that. So very, very cool. This I popped into stencil 1. That's stencil 1, by the way. That probably makes more sense. Not that it really matters the order for this one that you go in. All right, and I didn't turn it into a card yet, but I have a background or a panel that I created with those stencils. I used Hero Arts Reactive Inks, Thistle, Grape Slush, Purple Galaxy. I can never remember if it's Purple Galaxy or Galaxy Purple. And then last layer, so this one here, I used gold Hero Paste. And I really like love how the colors kind of poke through. You can see some of the other colors poking through. Super fun. I can't wait to turn that one into a card. But let me show you this beautiful card that Kelly created with it. She used glitter paste. I love her palette. And she put the hello there in the center. Gorgeous. That hello there is from the clear, that Flappy mail, that clear stamp set and dies of the month. The sentiments are knocking it out of the park. People are using them everywhere on their cards. They're so versatile. Really beautiful. Let me get mine out of there because really show Kelly's gorgeous card better. And then I have another card here. She is so good. She's really, really good. This one's by Michelle. Look at how pretty that is. And she did pair it with the Friend word die cut from the Small Friend Stampin' Cut XL. And I love it. Also notice the little accents with the enamel dots. There we go. The clear enamel dots. I forgot what those were called for a minute. I think that's really pretty. And I love her palette. Really beautiful color palette. All right. So we only have 2 more products. You guys are really holding tight with me, and I appreciate that. I'm trying to go fast. The next product is the Garden Gate cover plate. So it's a die. It's a cover plate die. We gotta love those. Big, beautiful die. This will fill your A2 card front. My poor bag is busted. Pull it out here so you can see. I did die cut it, so I don't know why I felt like I had to pull it out of the packaging. Oops. Gosh. I'm sorry. Here's the acetate grid. You can see it fills an A2 panel really nicely. I love this arched opening. Again, a great way to kind of frame up your card, narrow your canvas a little bit. Here's it die cut out. A little bit unusual where you have this grounding layer, so you could have it in the forefront or you can have it sit in the back. I could easily see, where are those images? The Flappy, here we go. Some of those Flappy Day images, you could put them in the front there. Isn't that cute? I think that's so cool. Put one of our birds. Let's make a card. It's too fun not to play, right? But look at it, it's coming together. I love it. Or you could keep it simple and just pair it with like a really bold background. You don't even need to incorporate images. You don't need to kind of make a whole narrative. You could just, because it's got this gorgeous detail, these kind of like wrought iron details. You could combine it with just leave it white and combine it with a background, which I have a card here where I created, and that's what I did. I combined it with a background. I did use vellum again to kind of soften. And I also used that decorative tile stencil for a little bit of added interest in my background. That I applied a Pearl Hero paste over it. So now another really fun, really dimensional. This could be a shaker. Now we have to make a shaker. Does one of the infinity arch match that arch? I cut mine. I don't know. Let's see if I can grab it and see if I can answer that question real quick. Hang tight. I have to get up. Okay, I'm back. I found it. Judging, I don't think it does. I'll look and make sure, but I don't think it does because it looks longer. Here are the dies. I'll pull out some of them. Yeah, I could tell right now they're not going to match up with it. But all I did for mine was I just traced it and cut it out because I knew it was going to be hidden. I didn't have to be a nice clean edge because the actual die cut would hide the edge. That is the closest you're going to get. So it doesn't quite match perfectly. Hope that helps. Proven. All right, and I do have some other cards to show you besides mine. So let's pull some really creative ones from the creative team. Creative. First is this one by Natasha. Look at that. It's so beautiful. She stamped that die cut. She stamped it. She most likely stamped a panel first with the decorative tile stamps in blue and then die cut it out. And I love it. It looks so pretty. And you can see a little bit in the background she stamped on her black cardstock as well. Maybe clear embossed. I can't tell for sure. Maybe just watermark. But you can kind of see it's really subtle, but it's so pretty. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. And I love how she paired it again with that friend die cut, word die cut from the Smile Friend Stampin' Cup. All right, and we have another one. This one she combined, this is Rosie's. She combined it with the Breath of Spring Heroscape. Wait, no, this isn't Breath of Spring. Rosie, help me out. Is this Breath of Spring? Is it? I can't. It looks different to me. It is, right? It is. It's Breath of Spring. She stamped her background with that stamp set and then used the garden gate to really bring her whole scene together. And notice how she colored in the vine in the garden gate. I love that. It was so creative. It's beautiful, Rosie. It's really, really awesome. So cute. Okay. It is from the spring catalog. Yes. Breath of Spring. It is Breath of Spring. Okay, great. For some reason, it looks different. See, look, man, you combine products and then it gives it a whole new look. All right, last product. Woohoo, woohoo. Last product. The last extraordinary extra is the Power Lines Bold Print. Another cling. Yay. This one is awesome. I love it. So good for mixed media projects. I think this one is a winner. In fact, if you guys are already premium subscribers, because since we switched over to the new subscription Hero Studio this month, if you were previously a premium Kit My Monthly subscriber, you actually got this as a bonus Yes! I'm so excited for you guys. It's such a good stamp. I love it so much. And it works so well with the kit, which you would obviously get too. How fun to incorporate other HeroScapes with the die. Yeah, isn't it smart? Rosie's so smart. It's an amazing bonus, right, Charlene? So good. Yes, Donna says these power lines would be great on my jelly plate. Yes, 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 yes. I think that's brilliant. Okay, so let me pull out. I did stamp it. So here's what it looks like stamped out. So pretty. I just think it is. I love that it's a whole like web. That's probably what I would say. A whole web of wires. I just think that's such a pretty look. If you wanted to be really abstracty, you could like heat emboss this and color these sections different colors. I know it doesn't make sense for the image, but it'd be so cool looking, right? I just think it's cool. I think it's a really cool set. And I love the contrast that you have over here with some like bolder, thicker lines. It's not all the same line quality. We have some variety in the line quality. Love it, love it. And I have a card that I made to show you, and it's so simple. I think this card's really pretty, and it's so simple. All I did was ink blend a background with 4 reactive inks, and then stamped on top of it in black. Definitely didn't reinvent the wheel here, but I think it's so pretty, and I can't wait to see this stamp combined with the Urban Skies HeroScape in the June card kit of the month. Somebody do it, please. I want to see that. I think it will look so good. So fun, right, guys? That's it. That is the whole release. I'll go through it real quick one more time. We have, for the extraordinary extras, we have and again, these are not subscription. These will be, when they go out of stock, we will restock them, but sometimes it takes some time, so you might want to get it now if you know you want it. First is the Power Lines Bold Prints. Okay, the hardest part here is me finding everything. Then we have the Garden Gate Fancy Die. Next up is the Color Layering Tile Stencils. Then we have the Decorative Tile Stencil, or Tile Pattern Stencil. And then last, for the extraordinary extras, is the Decorative Tiles Stamp Set. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then now we're going back through the, we'll start with the monthly minis. So these are the subscriptions, and when we are out, we are out. We will not restock these. First of them being the Cling of the month, the June Cling of the month, which is the, sorry, my brain broke again. Circling Textures. I don't know why I can't remember that. That's the June Cling of the month. Next, we'll do the Layering Stencils of the month, which is the Stacked Houses. Where did it go? That is the question. Here it is. Stacked Houses, which again is this. Then we have the Fancy Die of the month, that awesome window. I got a magnet here. Urban window with the extra little dies of the potted plant, bird, and house. Really good one. I could see that being used all season long. And then lastly, well, 2 more actually. But the last monthly mini is the Clear Stamp Set and Die of the month, which is Flappy Mail. And then the very last subscription is the card kit of the month. And I actually have that all still, as long as I can grab it, all still stacked up. With the 5 inks, the Neighborhood Message Stamp Set, the City Stencil, with fallout pieces. That awesome Urban Sky Heroscape with coordinating die and those gorgeous papers. And of course the transfers, which I don't have. So all that, and of course the whole studio, you would get this and all of those monthly minis that I showed, the cling, the fancy die, the clear and die, and layering stencils. Okay. Whew, that was a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. Let's pop over. There we go. Nope. There we go. That was a lot. I know. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all of the products in the Hero Studio, in the June Hero Studios release. And I do need a bigger table. I need a bigger house. Do you all need a bigger house like I do? I need a bigger house. I need a bigger craft room. I need to be out of my dining room. Look, I'm spilling over everywhere. Everywhere I'm spilling over. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at all the products from the Hero Studio release. And tomorrow, check out if you liked those extraordinary extras. I do kind of go in more depth on those in a video, so check that out. And oh, Rosie says in like 10 minutes. Ooh, Rosie did her homework for us. Thank you, Rosie. You are fast. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys in the next live. Bye, everyone.